Okay, so we have been solving systems of equations. So we have three methods. We have graphing, we have substitution, and we have elimination. Okay, so those are the three methods that we are going to just very quickly, when would be a good time to graph it, when it would not be. Okay, so we are going to look at when would we solve by graphing. If you have a choice, remember this is the best choice, I would never graph. Unless the directions say that you have to graph, I would never graph because of a couple different things. It's inaccurate. We don't know if the answer is going to be a nice, neat ordered pair. Maybe that ordered pair that's actually solution is 1.5 and 2.57. We don't know that. So I would never graph unless the directions say you have to graph. Okay? Another reason why I wouldn't graph is if the numbers are really, really, really big. Okay? Substitution. I would use substitution when a variable has a coefficient of 1 or negative 1. So if I have, and I'm not going to actually solve this system, so don't do that, please. So if I have this, the first thing I'm going to notice is this has a variable, or excuse me, this has a coefficient of 1. So I could very easily solve for that variable. Gosh dang it. I could very easily solve for that variable and then substitute it back in. When I would not use it, is when I have a system like this. I do not have any coefficients that are either a 1 or negative 1. So I, in this one, would not use substitution. Okay, there's no coefficients of 1 or negative 1. Another reason why I might use substitution okay, so here I would, this one I would not, and this one I would because it's already solved for a variable. So I have very little work to do. If I were actually solving this by elimination, I would have to subtract 4x and bring it over to the other side so I can have my x's lined up and my y's lined up and my constants lined up. This is already solved for a variable, so I would take this and plug it in. So this is one that I would, because one equation is already solved for a variable. Okay. Going back up to elimination. When would I eliminate? Always. Okay, so if I have a choice, I would say 99% of the time I'm always going to use elimination because it is very easy. There's a lot less work than substitution. It's accurate. It's easy to check. So honestly, I would use elimination always. And if I had something like the last system that I wrote on here, I personally would probably subtract 4x on both sides and end up with that. Because again, it's one easy step, and elimination is fairly quickly. So, graphing, I would never do it unless the directions said I have to do it. Substitution, I might do it if the problem is like this, or especially if it's already solved for a variable. And for elimination, I would use it all the time. Okay?